Good morning students, welcome back. This is a new lecture in the series of chapter Simple Harmonic Motion. Till now we have discussed almost all the concepts related to simple harmonic motion, and now in this video we are going to discuss our last topic, which is SHM as a projection of uniform circular motion. This is the last lecture in the series of this chapter Simple Harmonic Motion, and the concept that we are going to discuss today is quite important from the examination point of view. So please prepare it thoroughly. So please write down the heading SHM as a projection of uniform circular motion. Uniform circular motion or UCM, right? So this uniform circular motion can be compared with simple harmonic motion. So let us understand this concept. Let's say there is a particle which is performing a uniform circular motion in a circle of radius r. Let's say this is a circular path and there is a particle. It starts moving on the circular path from this point, right? This is the topmost point of the circular path, and the particle starts moving on the circular path with constant speed. The direction of velocity changes at every moment, at every point. So velocity is not constant. Only the magnitude of velocity, which is speed, is constant. So this is a particle which is moving on the circular path, executing circular motion with constant speed. So it is having a uniform circular motion, right? So now let's say there is a screen which is placed below this circular path like this. There is one screen placed below this circular path, and let's say we are making the light fall from above like this. So this is light falling vertically downwards. This is light, right? So now what will happen? Because of this light, there will be a projection of this particle executing uniform circular motion on this screen. So this is our horizontal screen, right? So this is the screen. Now as the particle moves on this circular path, there will be a projection of the particle on this circular path, on this screen. When the particle is at the topmost point, you can see the particle on this screen at this point. So the projection of the particle, when it is present at this point, it will be projected here at this point. Now as the particle moves, let's say the particle is somewhat here and its speed will be tangentially. So let's say this is the speed v, and now at this moment if you see the projection of this particle on this screen, the particle will be somewhat here, right? And as the particle moves, suppose let's say the particle is here at this point, its velocity is like this, and if we project, the particle will be projected here, right? So at every point there will be a projection of the particle on this screen. Let's say when the particle is present here, then the velocity will be in this direction, v, constant speed, and again the projection of the particle will be here. So on this screen you will again see the particle here at this point. Now why I am saying this is a circular motion? Let's say this is a circular track of radius r. So can you tell me the magnitude? So can you tell me the amplitude of the particle performing simple harmonic motion? See, the particle will be at maximum distance r from this center point. So it will be equal to plus a, and similarly at this point it will be minus a, right? So you can see that the radius of this circular path is A, which is the amplitude of SHL or amplitude of the particle, right? Now, why I am saying that as the particle is moving on this circular track, you will see the particle moving on this screen in SHL like this, right? The particle goes like this, comes back, and goes like this, comes back, to and fro motion. You will see about this point, right? So, now why I am saying that this projected motion of this particle on this screen is a SHL. So, let's say that the particle when moving on the circular track is at this point. So, by construction, this angle is, let's say, is theta, right? And this is radius r. So, if I ask you that when the particle is present at this point, the projection of this particle will be at this point on this screen, right? So, let's say this is x, which is displacement of the particle from the mean position. This is the mean position of the particle, and this x is the displacement of the particle from the mean position. So this is also equal to x. Now if I want to calculate the value of x, I know that the expression for x should come out to be x is equal to a sin omega t. This is the origin. So initial phase will be 0, right? I hope you remember that all. So x will be equal to a sin omega t, right? So now from here, the value of x should come out to be a sin omega t. So let us see whether it comes out to be or not. So let's say this is x, this is r, and this is angle theta. So if I resolve this r into two components, this will be r cos theta, right? This is r cos theta, and it will be, and this x will be r sin theta, right? So we have x is equal to r sin theta, right? So from here x will be, the r is equal to a amplitude, so it will be a sin theta, right? Now because this particle is moving in a uniform circular motion, so all the concepts of circular motion will be applied here. So if the angle subtended is theta, then can we write theta is equal to omega t? We know this relation. So you can write theta is equal to omega t. So this x will become x is equal to a sin omega t. So you can see that this is the same equation that we used to have for circular, for the particle performing SHL or simple harmonic motion. So the displacement is given by x is equal to a sin omega t. You have to simply calculate this. Now let's talk about the velocity of the particle. This angle is theta. So let us resolve this velocity of the particle into two components. So these will be two components, one in horizontal direction and one in vertical direction, right? Now if this angle is theta, this angle will also be theta. And if this angle is theta, because this total angle is 90 degree, so this angle will be 90 minus theta. And because this angle is 90 degree, so this angle will be theta. If this angle is theta, this angle will also be theta. And this is v, so here the component will be v cos theta, horizontal component, and the vertical component will be v sin theta, right? Now since we are interested in measuring or in observing the horizontal motion of the particle which is executing SHL, so this perpendicular velocity is of no use for us, right? We will concentrate on this component of velocity which is v cos theta, because in x direction the velocity of the particle is v cos theta, right? Now we know one formula, v is equal to r omega. I hope you remember, v is equal to r omega, right? Now what is the value of r? Radius of the circle, which is equal to amplitude. So we can write r omega cos theta dx, and dx again can be written as r is equal to a omega, and cos theta can be written as cos omega t. So you can see that the expression for the velocity also comes out to be same. simple harmonic motion on this screen. So please note this down and then we shall move forward. I hope everyone has noted this down. So now let us see few examples based on this concept. So now I am going to erase this so that we have space for 20 examples. Now suppose one question is given to you, right? Let's say there is a particle which is executing SHM. This is the mean position of the particle. At t equal to 0, the position of the particle was this and it was going in this direction at t equal to 0. This is question or example, whatever you want to say. And at time small t, the particle was here, right? This is the mean position, this is plus a and this is minus a, right? So now we need to know the time, the value of time t when the particle is here. So please solve this and please let me know, right? So I hope you all have tried by pausing the video. So now I am going to discuss the solution for this. So now see, when particle goes from mean position to plus a, we know the total time taken by the particle for one revolution or for making one oscillation from mean position to plus a, then from plus a to mp, then mp to minus a, and then minus a to mp again. So total time taken is t, which is for the time period of this particle. And we know t is equal to 2 pi by omega, right? So the time taken by the particle to go from mean position to plus a, it will be obviously t equal to t by 4. Because time taken by the particle to go from mean position to plus a will be t by 4. Then from plus a to mean position will be again t by 4. From mean position to minus a again t by 4. And then minus a to mean position is again t by 4. So t by 4, t by 4, t by 4, t by 4, that gives you capital T. So this is time period t by 4, right? But now I want to calculate this time t using this concept that we have learned. SHM as a projection of uniform circular motion. So corresponding to this motion, can we draw one circle in which a particle is executing uniform circular motion, right? This is a circle, and if you see the projection in circular motion, the particle will be here at t equal to 0. At t equal to 0, this is the position of the particle, and this is the center, and this is, so the radius becomes capital A, right? And this is again minus a. So now initially the particle was here, and at time t equal to t, you can see the particle has reached here on this circular track. This is t equal to t. So this is the initial position and this is the final position after time t equal to t. So can you see that the particle has swayed this angle pi by 2 or 90 degree, right? This is the total angle subtended by the particle at the center of the circle. This is called as the phase of the particle, right? So this is the phase. So theta is equal to pi by 2 after time small t. Now theta can be written as omega t. So omega t is equal to pi by 2. So from here t is equal to pi upon 2 omega. This is your answer for the time taken by the particle to reach from this position to this position, or if you are seeing the projection from this position to this position. Now omega can be written as, if you want to write in terms of time period of the particle, t is equal to 2 pi by omega. So So you can substitute the value of omega there. So it will come out to be pi upon 2 into t upon 2 pi. So it becomes, sorry, I'll make it wrong. Omega can be written as t upon 2 pi. One second. Sorry, I am mistaken. I have written it wrong. Omega is 2 pi by t, right? See, omega is 2 pi f. This f is linear frequency, omega is angular frequency. So omega is 2 pi f. Now f can be written as 1 upon t. So it is 2 pi by t. Omega is equal to 2 pi by t. So omega can be written as 2 pi by t, right? So I am replacing omega with 2 pi by t here. So it becomes pi se pi cancel and it becomes t by 4. So 1/4 of the total time period of the particle is the time taken by the particle to go from mean position to plus a. So you can see how simple the question has become. You have just seen the projection of this particle performing SHM as a projection of uniform circular motion, and you can see that the angle squared by the particle is pi by 2. So theta is equal to pi by 2 I have written, then theta is equal to omega t, we all know that. So from here t is equal to pi by 2 omega, or if you substitute the value of omega to pi by t, you get that value of time period, right? I hope this is clear to everyone. So now please note this down, this question, and then let us move to our next question. I hope everyone has noted this down. So now I am going to erase this. So please note down the second question. I am giving you the second question. This is, there is again one particle which is executing SHM. This is plus A, this is minus A, this is the mean position of the particle, and it is saying that at t equal to 0 the particle was here. At t equal to 0 the particle was at a by root 2, right? And at t equal to t, at t equal to sometime t, it was at root 3 a by 2. The position of the particle is root 3 a by 2, right? So this is how the particle is executing SHM, and at t equal to 0 the particle was here at a by root 2, and then after time small t the particle reaches here, okay, and it is going in this direction. The particle is going in this direction towards the mean position, and at t equal to 0 the particle was going in this direction away from the mean position, right? I hope you have understood the question. So now you have to find the value of time small t. So we will again use this concept because it makes the problem really easy to solve. Also you can solve this question by using the equations of SHM that we have discussed, but it will make the task really tedious. So using this concept, SHM as a projection of uniform circular motion, the problem becomes really easy. So let's see how. So again I am going to draw one circle. Right? So this point will be amplitude, and this point is also amplitude. This is the center of the circle, right? The radius of the circle is capital A, right? Now if you see the projection of the particle when it is present at t equal to 0. At t equal to 0 the particle is present at this point. So now if I see the projection of this particle on this circular track, we will draw a line like this. So there are two possible positions. One is this position and one is this position. If I draw the velocity, the direction of velocity will be in this direction. Okay? Because the particle is moving like this. The particle is moving like this. So if you draw the position, if you draw the direction of velocity, it will be like this. And at this point, the velocity will be in this direction. This is again V and this is also V. So since for this given position, there are two positions possible on the circular track, which one we should choose? See, if I choose this direction, you can see that with this velocity, this is the mean position, right? This is the mean position of the particle. Now, if I choose this direction of velocity, you can see that the particle is going away from the mean position and towards the amplitude. Similarly, here, the particle is going towards the amplitude and away from the mean position. And if we see this position, you can see here that the particle is going towards the mean position. But here, particle is not going towards the mean position; it is going towards the amplitude. So that means this position is correct. We will not choose this position, the initial position is this. So this is the initial position of the particle, right? Now similarly, if we see here, the position of the particle is root 3a by 2, and if I draw this line, the projection will be like this. So there are again two positions possible. If I draw the direction of velocity, the velocity will be like this, and here the velocity will be like this, right? So now if you see here, the particle is going actually towards the mean position. In this case, the particle is going towards the amplitude, and in this case, the particle is going towards the mean position. So that means this position is correct. So that means this is the final position of the particle after time t is equal to small t, right? So this is the total angle that is swiped by the particle, right? So can you tell me the value of this angle? The value of this angle subtended at the center. See, how do we calculate it? This will be equal to capital A because this is the radius of the circle, and this is also equal to capital A because this is the radius of the circle. Now this value is given as root 3a by 2. So if I draw this position, right, or let's say here, okay? This value is root 3a by 2 and this value is a by root 2. So this value is a by root 2. Fine. So if I choose this triangle, see this triangle. This is equal to a and this is equal to a by root 2. So if this angle is theta 1, can you find out the value of theta 1? If we use the trigonometry, this is base and this is hypotenuse. So cos theta 1 will be equal to base upon hypotenuse. So cos theta 1 will be base, which is a by root 2 upon hypotenuse, which is equal to a. So from here, cos theta 1 is equal to 1 by root 2. So theta 1 will be equal to from here 45 degree on pi by 4. So you have got the value of pi by 4. Okay? So theta 1 is pi by 4. Let me write here, this is pi by 4. And this angle is 90 degree, pi by 2. We know that. And this angle is also pi by 2, 90 degree. We know that. From this position to this position, this entire half semicircle will give you angle pi by 2 plus pi by 2, which is 180 degree, right? Now we need to find out this angle. Let's say this is angle theta 2. So again we can choose this triangle and we can use cos theta 2 base upon hypotenuse. So cos theta 2 will be equal to base upon hypotenuse. Base is root 3a by 2 and hypotenuse is a. So cos theta 2 is equal to root 3 by 2. So what will be the value of theta 2? Theta 2 will be पाई बाय 6 30 डिग्री, ठीक है, cos 30 डिग्री is √3 by 2, so theta comes out to be pi by 6 or 30 degree. So now if I ask you what is the total angle subtended by this particle at the center, so theta total, let me write as theta t, it will be this pi by 4 theta 1 plus this pi by 2 plus this pi by 2 plus theta 2 plus pi by 2 plus pi by 2 plus theta 2. So theta t will be equal to theta 1 is pi by 4 plus pi by 2 plus pi by 2 is pi plus theta 2 is pi by 6. So now please solve it. What comes out to be the value of theta? See, the LCM of 4 and 6 will be 2 to the 4, 2 to the 6, so 3 to the 6, 6 to the 12. So it will come out to be 3 pi plus 12 pi plus 2 pi. So from here theta t is 17 pi by 12. This is the value of theta. Let me check. Yes, it is coming out to be correct. Theta t is 17 pi by 12. Now theta can be written as omega t, right? So omega t will be equal to 17 pi by 12. So from here value of t comes out to be 17 pi upon 12 omega. This is your answer, the value of time small t. Now if you want, you can substitute the value of omega. What is omega? 2 pi by t. And if you substitute omega is equal to 2 pi by t, the answer comes out to be t is equal to 70t by 24. Please check yourself by doing this. So yes, the answer comes out to be 70t by 24. So this is how we solve the questions based on SHM as a projection of uniform circular motion. I hope these problems are clear to you. So these kind of problems are important for the exams, and you can definitely expect such kind of questions in your exams, right? So please kindly practice these kind of problems thoroughly. And now this chapter, simple harmonic motion, is over, and now from the next class, from the next video, we will start our new chapter, right? So till then, please take care and keep studying. Goodbye.